It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and the prop plane, Kenny Smith. In this game, we'll see Toronto against the Knicks.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports. We've got some NBA action for you coming up with Hall of Famer Doris Burke and Greg Anthony. This is Kevin Harlan. On the sidelines, we have David Aldridge reporting. The New York Knicks come into this one following a loss, guys, to Chicago.
And they had to be sensational defensively on that night to compensate for the fact that they just couldn't find a rhythm offensively.
You could see them trying to find some sort of rhythm on the offensive end, but the more they forced it, the less effective it was.
And now the New York Knicks starters. They've got Robinson. Sabonis is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then there's J.J. Redick, and it's Bledsoe in at the point guard. Now Butler. Kawhi Leonard missing from long range. With the floater, Matthews no good. New York with the ball. It's a three-point game. This, their first look at this year's Toronto squad. Leonard kicks to Redick. Here's Sabonis. Plumlee with the rebound.
0 for 4, they can't buy a bucket.
Matthews passes to Paul. Gordon with no one around. And it's off from three-point range. New York's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Doris, you were the first female commentator to ever call a Knicks game on radio or television, and I imagine you remember that first broadcast very well.
I sure do, Kevin. It was against the Bucks. I filled in for the great Clyde Frazier, and the Knicks had just made it to the finals the year before. So it was exciting on a number of levels.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, thanks, Kevin. I was able to talk with David Fizdale for just a moment. He told me he's looking forward to the matchup tonight. It's their first time against this team, so he is curious to see what his guys do on offense. He said it's important that we're aggressive defensively, that we use our length and shot blocking as a deterrent inside. We'll see if they can be successful tonight. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks, David. And guys, do you agree that they have to put the emphasis on their defense here early on?
I do. I think it's a great idea to play to your strengths, and defense is a strong suit for this group.
Well, it's something that they have considered their signature. The defensive end of the floor is something they bring every single game.
Leonard with the steal. It's Redick on the wing. He's covered by Matthews. And there's the foul. It goes on Jimmy Butler. That is his first foul of the game. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. And he gets it to go.
I think the skill set of Domantas Sabonis is impressive. This guy is fundamentally sound at the power forward spot with a really nice offensive game.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto.
Yeah, just ice cold right now from the floor. Time to regroup.
I think, Greg, they look lost and they look frustrated. Not sure how they're missing so many shots right now.
And here we have a rundown of the players you don't want on you when you're putting up a shot. The leaders in blocks over the last month. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played, to the paint, Matthews. It's rebounded by New York. And J.J. Redick, a longtime vet in the NBA, but still plays with a lot of energy.
And Redick said he feels like he's been revitalized in the last few seasons with his change of scenery, playing with more joy, and has always been explosive off the ball in his efforts to get open. And you can see when he's on the floor, the whole offense seems to pick up their energy.
And it's Gordon, that time on the assist by Paul. Gordon's got 5 points so far.
I'll tell you this, the interior game of Aaron Gordon is coming along. He is looking more comfortable and more confident in there.
Now here's Leonard. Last game he had 10 points. Bledsoe outside. Shot clock at 5. Lets it go from deep. Leonard, no luck. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Inside. Got a piece of it. And it's Butler missing.
Boy, that's exactly how you have to play defense when he's driving the lane. You cannot give him any space.
Redick finds Leonard. Passes it to Bledsoe. Takes the three. And still a close game as the first quarter comes. Tough-nosed Jimmy Butler talks about the mantle of being a friend.
You call me a leader, all-star, whatever you want to call me.
And that's what he worked for. And he works as hard as anyone, Greg, in the NBA.
And you see that competitiveness and desire in his play.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Knicks?
Yeah, it didn't take them long to get that transition game going.
Not at all. Every time they get the ball, they're looking to burn the defense in transition.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. And New York, looking at who they've got. They've got Bledsoe. Sabonis is out there with Robinson. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Redick in at the shooting guard. Paul kicks to Plumlee. The pass to Butler. From 8. He can't get that one to fall. The Knicks go the other way with it. Next up on the docket, the Bucks following this one. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Bledsoe with it. No points in the game yet for him. Here's Leonard. They get it back. That shot is off. And so it's Paul bringing it up for Toronto. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter.
Just textbook timing right there. Jimmy Butler understanding when to rise and fire.
And here's Leonard. After Jimmy Butler made that last three-pointer. From the arc. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
That shot off the mark. Great D that time from Leonard. And Jimmy Butler's a very physical wing, as we know, Greg. Goes about 6'8", 240, and he can D up almost any position.
And the strength to deal with forwards, the quickness to cover guards. Also, he uses that strength to attack the rim and get himself to the line.
Second chance shot. That one's good. Maybe that'll get him going after a 2-for-6 start.
But Jimmy Butler is a gifted offensive player. On that particular instance, a nice interior score.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Out to the wing. The shot by Bledsoe. Nobody around. And the Knicks miss again. Toronto leading by 4. Outside Matthews. Butler from outside. Sabonis grabs the board. Sabonis has got 5 rebounds tonight.
Well, I'll tell you, it hasn't been his best quarter, but we know he won't get discouraged. This guy will keep grinding.
And he's got the athleticism and strength to be a powerful presence inside. Leonard never afraid to get in and mix it up down low.
Now here's Paul. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis. He dishes it to Plumlee. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Bledsoe kicks to Sabonis. Robinson with it. Now guarded by Plumlee. Pass to Bledsoe. Lets it go with a 3. And it's Toronto with the rebound. They're coming off that win against Minnesota.
They needed a few extra minutes to get the W in that game, but they got it just the same.
You know, this was about their perseverance and their conditioning. To me, that was the difference in overtime. A physical basketball there, and in the best sense. A hard screen allows him to shake the defender and get to the bucket for the layup.
Now here's Leonard. They've been leaning on him for a decent chunk of their offense. He's averaging over 15 points a game. Launches a 3, and the last-second attempt does not go in for him. All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks. Well, for Toronto. Kenny, what's your take?
They were simply the better team on the offensive end. Every time the defense made an adjustment, they would make an adjustment on offense. Winning that little cat and mouse game, they'll be difficult to beat.
Shaq, what did you think of? And that does it for our half.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. Knicks trail by 6. Aaron Gordon out there with Jimmy Butler. Then it's Plumlee, then it's Chris Paul, and it's Matthews in at the 2 spot. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. Now, here's Sabonis. Outside Leonard, clock at 4. Over Gordon, kept alive, Sabonis, and there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time. Sabonis has got the first points to start out the third quarter for the Knicks. Paul with the ball, Eric Bledsoe covering. Paul kicks to Butler. Doris, at times out there, things get a little heated. Some people feel like the whistle's being blown too quickly on some of these technical fouls. What do you think?
I would actually completely disagree, Kevin. I think there are certain players who are given far too much latitude and others for whom the whistle does come too quickly. So I think it would be better and more helpful to the officials, the teams, and also the fans to understand what is and what does cross a line. Because to me, there's no consistency, there's a lot of confusion, and I think it works both ways. Sometimes too long of a leash, sometimes too short.
Excellent appraisal.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded out game.
Al Paul. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Butler against Leonard. Gordon kicks to Plumlee. Here's Paul. Makes it off the glass. Paul's got the lead back up to 6 now for Toronto.
And young point guards can learn a lot from Paul. The way he handles the ball is remarkable.
Redick surveying the D. Bledsoe for 3. And it's Toronto with the rebound. Gordon's got 6 rebounds in the game. Redick against Matthews. Pass to Gordon. Kicks to Paul. Over Bledsoe. Second shot opportunity. And there's the nice layup by Plumlee. Plumlee's got his 3rd basket of the night.
How about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
Bounce pass from Bledsoe. And the wide open shot from Redick. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. Bledsoe's got his 4th assist in this one. And so it's Paul bringing it up for Toronto. Leading by 5. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home. And that one, good.
Boy, what a drastic change going from so sound defensively in the first half to not close to that in the second.
Sabonis with the bucket. Sabonis has got 4 points in the quarter.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Passes to Gordon. Over Sabonis. And it's Gordon missing.
Well, yeah, I mean, you want to give your offense a chance, and that possession didn't do it.
Not at all, Greg. I mean, no reason for him to be taking these kinds of shots. He has only himself to blame.
Now here's Bledsoe. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Leonard inside, defended by Butler. And the Knicks good for 2.
Yeah, and from mid-range, Leonard's jump shot is money. It doesn't matter if it's off the dribble or catch and shoot. He never loses his touch.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Bledsoe against Paul. from deep three-point range. Here's Plumlee, and that one released in time, but no good. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
And, Greg, nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. And on the floor for New York here in the fourth, Sabonis is out there with Robinson. Then there's Bledsoe. Then there's J.J. Redick. And it's Leonard in at the three, the small forward. Toronto leading by 3. Butler deciding where to go with it. He kicks it to Paul. Outside Gordon. Launches it. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got 6 assists in the game. Bledsoe against Paul. Bledsoe dishes to Redick. Leonard on the wing. And it's sent back by Plumlee.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole, because he is just not there offensively.
Wasted no time on that one. Paul's got the lead up to 8 now for Toronto. The Knicks shooting a pretty sorry 29% from the floor here. Bledsoe kicks to Leonard. That one off the back iron and out.
Listen, that's a look he can hit, but right now he can't throw it in the ocean.
The lead pushed to double digits. And it's 9 points for Butler.
Fruitful possession, just doing what they can to extend the lead.
Well, this is a perfect example of how you want to run your offense. Disciplined but determined. Nice possession, Greg.
New York calls timeout.
And not surprising, obviously unhappy with the lack of response from his team.
And I think, Greg, he just has to get them on the same page. With this kind of lax defensive effort, something has got to change.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Kevin, during that last break, I heard David Fizdale talking to his team. He was not happy with their play. He told them, we're getting outworked out there. Simple as that. We've got to dial up our effort. Kevin, we'll see if they have enough to get it done.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
Bledsoe against Paul. Now the pass to Matthews. Beyond the arc. It's rebounded by New York. Sabonis has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Leonard inside, defended by Butler. Robinson, and it's sent back by Plumlee. Tries yet again, and Leonard with the lay-in. Leonard's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Oh, he is one hard player to deal with at the offensive end.
Matthews left side. On the wing, Gordon. Defended by Sabonis. Paul kicks to Plumlee. And again, Toronto no luck.
Well, you don't get much more wide open inside the arc. He simply got to make that shot.
Left side, Leonard over Butler. Leonard no luck. And it's Butler with the ball. He'll bring it up for Toronto. They've led by as much as 10. And it's slammed in by Plumlee.
The vision, the timelessness of Chris Paul's game. For many years, he's made everyone around him better.
Shot is good, and the Toronto lead is cut down to just 6 points with the basket from Kawhi Leonard. For Toronto, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. There's 47 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Matthews scanning the floor. Shoots over Redick, and Matthews gets it to go. And Toronto leads by 8.
And feels like that one could be the dagger. Not enough time to completely erase this deficit.
Well, Greg, it's going to be tough, that's for sure. A shot like that has to devastate the other team. And you know Bledsoe's likely to get the ball in crunch time. The defense didn't react quickly enough.
There's 25 seconds left in the game, and so they foul intentionally. He hits the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
And no doubt Paul is still a top-tier point guard, a determined defender, and, of course, a remarkable distributor.
New York calls timeout. They're trailing by 8. 23 seconds left to play in the final quarter. What do you think, guys?
And just trying to salvage anything at this point, even if it's just some momentum heading into the next one.
No, I think you're exactly right, Greg. You've got to take any positive you can get. You'd like to see them come together and build something, even if it's in a loss.
.23 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Tipped away, and it's out of bounds to New York. They'll retain possession. Plumlee with the steal. And here is Paul. And so it's Toronto winning this one. Some good competition, but the hometown. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks.